Welcome to Be Continued. We're your host. I'm Christian King.
And I'm Caleb Tribbett.
And today we're talking about this past NFL weekend. But before we get into that, I believe we need to go through and tell everybody why we are doing this podcast and what we will be talking about on this podcast. So episodes will be about 2 to 3 times a week. We'll be talking about sports, life, movies, pretty much anything and everything. If you guys want us to talk about anything, put it in the comment section, or you can email us with our email. I'll have that in the description, and our Instagram and Facebook. Just let us know. But today we're just going to get into it. All right. But our next topic is our predictions and expectations for the night. So because I have this little Rams fan with me, I'll let him go through and explain and understand what he wants to see tonight.
All right, so we've got a big game tonight with the Rams and the Cardinals, and everybody knows the Rams got just beat down, and embarrassed by the Cardinals last time. So this is a really big game for the Rams. It's a much bigger game for the Rams than it is for the Cardinals. The Cardinals could lose this game. It's no big deal. The Rams, this game is it. This is a statement game for the Rams. If they lose this game, it pretty much cements their status as frauds and not serious contenders. But if the Rams assert themselves tonight, if they come out and they smack the Cardinals in the mouth like they used to, if they come out and they dominate the Cardinals, which I don't really think is going to happen as a Ram fan. I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. If the Rams do that, then I'm back on the bandwagon saying, all right, we've got chances at a Super Bowl. As is right now, though, this team hasn't beat a good team since Tom Brady in week 3 that was, I think. And they've looked bad. They've looked bad when they've played tough physical defenses. And when you get in the playoffs, you're going to have to see that. And the Rams just have not had an answer for it. So if the Rams can make a statement tonight, then I am back on the bandwagon. But right now, even as a Ram fan, I'm off. And here's the way the Rams do that. Can they keep Kyler Murray in the pocket? Because to me, in Kyler Murray, I see kind of Russell Wilson, but a better passer. And so when the Rams have beat up Russell Wilson, it's because they've completely taken his legs away. The Rams have owned Russell Wilson. I'll be all aboard the Russell Wilson hater train. It's me. Because I'm a Rams fan. I don't watch many games other than Rams fans, so okay, come at me. But Russell Wilson against the Rams is bad. He's not good. Because the Rams take his legs away. He can't move around the pocket. They found a way to keep him in there, and he's just not great. So if the Rams can do that to Kyler Murray, I think the Rams will beat the Cardinals easy.
Did you just say Kyler Murray is a better thrower of the football than Russell Wilson?
I do. He's more talented. He's got more arm talent than Russell Wilson. Absolutely.
Russell Wilson's the greatest deep ball thrower.
Believe that wholeheartedly. No way.
Russell Wilson is the greatest deep ball thrower of my lifetime.
I'll take Matt Stafford over Russell Wilson.
I wouldn't take Matthew Stafford over Jared Goff.
Wouldn't even think about it. Matt Stafford over Russell Wilson. Heartbeat.
Wow. Anyway, to get to tonight's game, the Cardinals are going to... I don't even see this game being close. I'm going to be 100% honest. It's in Arizona. It's a must-win game. We all know how McVay is in must-win games, and you understand this. You watch the Rams all the time. McVay, and any team led by a linebacker, and this hurts my heart because I'm a big Delaware fan, but Troy Reader should not be an NFL starting linebacker. It's sad. He can't cover anybody. He can't cover a receiver. He can't cover a linebacker. He's either too small or not fast enough. It's sad, but any defense with him as your Mike linebacker, it's gonna get obliterated by everything because you can't stop the run. Because even though you got Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, and Aaron Donald, if you have no linebacker support, nothing's gonna work. And then their pass coverage. Stop using Jalen Ramsey as a safety. He's the best cover corner of my lifetime. He's better than Darrelle Revis. Yes, I just said that. I would take Jalen Ramsey over Revis Island. Why? Because Ramsey has had less help around him than Revis did. Who is Ramsey's second corner?
Darius Williams.
Who?
Darius Williams.
Exactly.
Very good last year. Not so good this year.
And who's your guys' defense coordinator? Because he's so bad I don't even want to remember his name.
What is his name? I'm forgetting it right now.
A Rams fan forgets his name. Think about that, guys.
I know we don't like him. Is it Raheem Morris?
It's Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris, yeah. I've been trying to forget the name because it just...
Last year, what were the Rams so good at on defense? They would keep everybody in front of them and keep Ramsey as the cover guy. Morris wanted to get cute. He was like, my guy Ramsey, he can do tackles and all this. We're going to show you. No, don't get cute. Do what works, not what's cute. Nobody cares what's cute. What matters in this league is wins and losses. I could care less what stats look like.
Yeah, and I think what bothers me the most about the Rams defense is that they just refuse to adjust. They get beat up by when they played the 49ers.
Oh.
The ball was either going to Kittle or it was going to Deebo Samuel. And every time Deebo got the ball, Ramsey was like over on the fourth or fifth option. What are you doing? You've got the best corner in the NFL, and he's just over there chilling, doing nothing. And last year's defense that was so great was they let the corners stick a man, and that was it. Like, Williams played better that way. Ramsey was able to impact the game that way. But we're trying to reinvent the wheel here and fixing something that's not broken, and it's just not working. Teams are exploiting it left and right. And if I've got an all-pro corner over here and an average guy over here, I'm just going to go away from him. Oh, and especially if I know that I could take my best receiver and just move him to the other side of the field and Ramsey won't be anywhere near him. You just made it easy for me. Sure, of course I'm doing that.
And then we have, if you guys had Jeff Fisher, I would be more confident with Jeff Fisher in this game than I would with Sean McVay. And why do I say that? And I know Mr. 7-9. Well, before I get to Mr.
That's some 7-9 bull.
Let's just be clear here, though. If Jeff Fisher was in the league today, he'd be dangerous. You know why? Because he couldn't go 7-9.
That's true. They take that option away from him.
Yep.
Hey, I love Jeff Fisher. I think Jeff Fisher never got enough credit for turning around the culture of the Rams.
Yep.
When Jeff Fisher came in, that team was terrible. When he came in, they instantly started to compete. They got better and better each year to 7-9. And then they took away a secondary and were like, all right, just go ahead and go to the playoffs now without a secondary. So that's just not going to work. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. But somehow, Les Snead gets no blame for any of it. Jeff Fisher gets fired. Even now, we're criticizing Sean McVay. McVay didn't bring those players in. McVay signed off on it, sure, but he didn't bring them in. Les Snead did.
Well, McVay deserves at least 90% of this blame. I mean, remember the offense that was so creative back in 2017 and 18? What was he doing a lot of? Motion, bootlegs, running. And I think we can all tell now, I don't really think it was all McVay's creativity. What I actually think it was, Todd Gurley was just that bleeping guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was the best running back in the NFL.
It was McVay, Goff, McVay, Goff, McVay. Nobody ever wanted to go Gurley. Everyone was like, it's a running back. It's not a running back's league. Gurley, I mean, sure, he's an offensive player of the year, but Rams don't need him.
You also at some point have to start to wonder how much of it was the genius of McVay and how much was the people that he had around him. Because you got Matt LaFleur, who's gone over and been pretty darn successful with Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers.
And that is a caveat that he did get to go with the best quarterback, maybe of all time, but that's another topic of the day. And then you've got Zach Taylor, who went from being like a Rams ball boy to head coach of the Bengals, and they were terrible, but now they're starting to turn around. They're starting to look pretty good. They got some talent there. Joe Burrow's healthy. And so you got to wonder how much of this is McVay, how much of this is people around him. I don't know the answer to that question. I've definitely lost some faith in McVay over the last couple of years.
Well, we all know one thing. McVay's probably going to get outcoached tonight by arguably the coach of the year. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, wow. I mean, to me, I've never been the biggest Kyler Murray fan. I never will be. I just don't believe a guy at that height can win. I've seen no proof of it. And I understand that they're doing good, but let's be honest here. I think this season's been more about Kingsbury than it has Murray. I mean, it would have said a lot more about Murray if when Murray got hurt, they started to struggle. But they looked great without Murray. Like, you couldn't, like, they were winning games, and you were like, are they really playing without Kyler Murray? I mean, Cliff Kingsbury made Colt McCoy look absolutely great. Before the season, when I said Colt McCoy, you know what I always thought of? Well, he wasn't that bad at Texas. But in the NFL, he's been shoddy at best. But Kingsbury's just been absolutely incredible this year. And it also comes down to all the talent he's gotten around him. I mean, you got one of my favorite players of all time, Zach Ertz. Then you get the Chandler Jones and the J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins. Thank you, Bill O'Brien. But it's just incredible what he's done with that team. Because remember, when he took over, Josh Rosen was the starter. And they were a 3-13 team. And the GM, credit to him, he said, I think I see a guy like Moore. I don't blame him for that. But I trust Cliff Kingsbury a lot more than I do Sean McVay. And if you told me a year ago I'd be saying this sentence, I would be calling you delusional.
All right, so what's your pick tonight?
Well, I think I told you. It's definitely going to be Arizona. I got Arizona winning 31-19.
All right, that's your pick.
Yeah.
Call me a homer. I'm going with my Rams. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to do it convincingly. I think it's not going to be pretty, but I do think they're going to win. I'm going to say 41-28 is my final. I think the Rams, that offense is going to get loose. I think they're going to pound the rock to Sony Michel because they found that it worked. I know it was Jacksonville, but they found that it worked to run the ball. Michel is a good hard-nosed runner. The one thing the Cardinals defense has really struggled with is the run defense. So if McVay can attack that, it will open up the field for Cooper Kupp and OBJ and Van Aguilar Jefferson, and I think the Rams are going to get it done. Who else is out?
Higbee. It's Higbee and Ramsey.
Just Higbee and Ramsey?
Yeah. Well, if you're seeing this at the moment, what happened was our camera kind of died on us. So that's why you're going to be seeing a little bit of a glitch in the video. But what we originally had, we were completely wrong about. We just got word that Jalen Ramsey and Tyler Higbee are out tonight with COVID. I now see this game being 65-10. Caleb, would you like to add anything?
I still think my Rams are going to win. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. We just talked about how Jalen Ramsey is not allowed to make an impact. So are they going to miss him? Sure. But is it going to be as big as it would be if they were planning on him locking down DeAndre Hopkins? No, it's not. I think my Rams are going to win. I am going to adjust my score. I think the Rams are going to win. They're going to win 28-24. It's going to be closer now. They're not going to score as much. But I'm telling you, they're going to run the ball. McVay has learned his lesson. Look for Sony Michel to have a huge game.
I thought McVay learned his lesson 6 years ago. I was wrong. You're wrong. You know you're wrong. I see it in your eyes. You don't have conviction in your heart. You are scared. And I don't blame you. And I'm not going to lie to you, I feel bad for you. Because in the biggest game of the year for the Rams, probably the biggest game in over 3 years for the Rams, what happens? COVID. I feel bad for you, man. And just know that you're going to be in my prayers tonight.
They're already missing Henderson and Havenstein as well. So it's it's going to be a fun game for the Rams.
We got a graveyard out there for tonight's game.
But I'm telling you though, when the Rams disappoint, it's when those expectations are highest. You're missing some of these regulars, these stars, these good players. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, it's going to happen. Rams are going to do it. They're going to get it done.
Stafford's going to throw 3 pick sixes.
Stafford's got to step up.
Stafford's not going to step up.
Going to be the guy.
He's a lion. How do you spell lions?
L.
He's a loser. You see that? Wow. Lion. L for loser. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the very first episode of To Be Continued. We'll see you on the bright side. Until next time, please subscribe.
To Be Continued.